Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diego Knows. I am Diego. And today we're going to review another episode of Sex and the City. Yes, that chick show from the late 90s and the early 2000s. Back when the show was good. My name is Diego. I have watched every single episode of Sex and the City. Yes, I have. And I'm going to get through this whole goddamn series no matter what. All right. So I'm over halfway there now. Damn. Today, the episode we're going to talk about is Season 3, Episode 14. Okay, of season 3. The title of this episode is called Sex in Another City. Okay, and lots of cameos in this one, man. Lots of famous people show up. You know, I guess the show had gotten popular by now, so all these people, it was like the Batman show from the '60s. All these people wanted to jump in there and have their 2 cents. You know, have their reintroduce themselves. You know, remind everybody that they're still in Hollywood. They're still trying to get work. You know, so they would show up. You know, on Sex in the City, you know, which was, I guess, was a cool thing to do back then. You know, if you want to get immediate exposure, if you want to show up on a show that everyone's watching, yeah, Sex and the City is a good idea. If you can get on there, get on there. So I'm sure they got all their friends and stuff to have cameos and go in there, and that's what happened. Last episode, Carrie went to L.A. Because they were some producers were trying to option her column and make it into a movie. Matthew McConaughey was in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in that episode. Well, they're still in L.A. Okay, so they're still in Hollywood. They're still doing on their vacation, doing all that kind of shit. They haven't left yet. So there's more hijinks going on and stuff here. Okay. So to start off with, like I said, they're still in L.A. Carrie decides she's going to get a bikini wax. She goes to the bikini wax of the stars or whatever the fuck that is. I don't know. I don't know shit about this stuff. Okay, I had a girlfriend that was an esthetician. Okay, and she knows a lot about that. Like, I didn't know what a fucking Brazilian was. She had to tell me what a Brazilian was. All right. So I didn't know what the fuck it was. I'm a guy. Okay, this YouTube show is a straight man's point of view. Okay, I'm a straight guy, and I'm telling you what I see from a straight guy's point of view. Okay, which is a point of view that nobody involved in making the show gave a shit about when they were making the show. Okay, this show is written by gay guys and lesbians and feminists. Okay, based on a book by a feminist named Candace Bushel, who basically fucked everybody in New York and wrote a book about it. Okay, and changed their names, of course. This I'm not the target audience. I get it. Okay, but I mean, it has to do with heterosexual relationships, and it has to do with dating. And I was very in my 20s when this show came out. I was in my 20s. This was a long time ago. And, I was actively dating. I was dating hot girls back then, and this was a show that they were all watching. So I picked up a lot of stuff, from watching this show. I found out what was cool, what was going on, but, a lot of the really feminine shit in there, I couldn't give two fucking shits about, okay? So if you're coming to me to find out about that shit, I don't fucking know. I didn't know what a fucking Brazilian was until like 10 fucking years ago, okay? I don't know what the fuck a Vendy purse is. I don't give a shit what a Vendy purse is. I don't care who made it, how much it costs, or any of that shit. There's a whole subplot here about fucking bootleg purses. Instead of buying a real one, you get a bootleg one for a lot cheaper and just pretend that it's a real one. Just shit like that. You lost me there. I could care less. All right. So if you're coming here for that, you're on the wrong channel. Okay, I'm telling you from a straight guy's point of view what it's like to fuck a bunch of women. All right, that's what I'm here for. All right, I'm going to tell you the truth. All right, which is something this show didn't do. I'm going to tell you the truth. All right, from a straight guy's point of view. All right, so like I said, they're out there. They're in L.A. Carrie's getting a Brazilian. We find out later it's a Brazilian. They just make a joke about it over and over again. It's a Brazilian. They pulled all the fucking hair out of her twat. Okay, that's what they did. So it's smooth now, like she's underage. Yeah, I know. And yeah. And she's kind of self-conscious about it, but hey, that's what all the girls here do. All the girls have that done, So you're going to get a lot of that, a lot of contrast between LA culture and New York culture. Okay, a lot of that in this episode. All right, so there's that. Miranda has a lunch date with some friend named Lou, who we've never met before. We've never heard of him before. Apparently, he was a writer for David Letterman when he lived in New York, and then he moved out to the West Coast, and now he writes on Friends. Yeah, they don't call it Friends, but it's Friends, okay? They kind of leave subtle hints that he's one of the writers for a hit show about a bunch of 20-somethings that live in Soho, and they're all single and they're all attractive, that kind of shit. So it's Friends, okay? So he writes for Friends, and so I guess she visits him. Last time she saw him in New York a few years ago, he was fat. and he wore a Knicks baseball cap because he's a Knicks fan, right? And his name's Lou. She called him Letterman Lou because he wrote for David Letterman. But now he's living out in the West Coast writing for Friends. Okay, so she has a lunch date with him. She hooks up with him while she's out there. Okay, Carrie is going to use her press pass to go to a movie party. Some movie premiere. We don't know what the movie is. They don't mention it or anything like that. And she's like, hey, nobody goes there to watch the movie. They just go there for the VIP, the after party VIP. That's what everyone really goes there for. No one watches the fucking movie, right? So she uses her press pass to get herself into the VIP party, all right? So anyway, Miranda meets up with Lou, who apparently, I guess he lost a lot of weight. I mean, we never saw him when he's fat, so we have no idea what he looked like before. But she meets him, and she's like shocked at how skinny he is now, because I guess he was a lot fatter last time she saw him. And he's all happy-go-lucky. Hey, Miranda, how you doing? Come on over here, So they meet up at some fucking restaurant or something, or some juice bar or something, because that's what they do in L.A., juice bar, So she likes him. He's in L.A. now. He's happy now. He got rid of that whole fucking, that whole pessimistic New York attitude. He got rid of it now. Now he's all like fucking all hippie love and fucking all into culture and transmeditation, and free love and the Dalai Lama and all that kind of bullshit fucking LA, California crap that they fucking feed into you when you're over there, Yeah, that's shit, right? Fucking make Nancy Pelosi fucking proud, all that kind of bullshit, Unless you're vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, then no, it's fucking Nazi. It's fucking, Berlin, 1942. All right. So anyway, so she's there. She's in New York. Okay. They go to the movie premiere. Samantha and Carrie go to the movie premiere. Now remember, Charlotte's still back in New York. Okay. She didn't go with them to LA. So Samantha and Carrie go to the premiere. And I gotta say this. Okay, I'm gonna call it out when I see it. But what, the dress that Samantha's wearing looks really good. All right, she's wearing some blue dress. It's short. It looks really, really good. It looks a lot better than that piece of shit fucking Logan's Run outfit she had on last episode. Okay, and like I said, I don't really notice women's fashions unless I notice it. Okay, unless it really stands out. And the girls look like absolute fucking shit last episode. They're always looking like the fucking what do you call it? Those fucking those kitty girls cartoon show, whatever. But last episode they look like shit. But this episode, Carrie still looks kind of dumb, but Samantha looked really good. Now, Powerpuff Girls, yeah, they're all looking like Powerpuff Girls. But Samantha looks really good in this outfit, okay? She really does look good, so I'm going to call it out. Samantha looks really good here, okay? They go to the premiere. They're not on the list, so they cannot get in. They try. Carrie's like, I got a press pass. And they're like, you're not on the list. Do you know who we are? I know you're not on the list. Would you please step aside? So they fucking can't get in, right? So Samantha walks away. Carrie's out there smoking because, she smokes. Nobody smokes in LA. Everyone's always giving her shit about smoking. She's over there smoking. And then who comes out of the back door is Vince Vaughn. Yes, Vince Vaughn. The actor, Vince Vaughn. Yes. I remember him from, he did that movie, Swingers, back in the 90s. It was right before this episode came out. He did a movie with Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau wrote it. He did not direct it, but he wrote it and he starred in it. And Vince Vaughn, I guess, they're best friends. They met in that movie Rudy that came out back in the early 90s. It was about Notre Dame with what's his name? Who's the fucking guy? The fucking, not Frodo, but the other one, Sam from fucking Lord of the Rings. Sean Astin, yeah. There's a movie called Rudy, came out in the early 90s. Jon Favreau was in it. He met Vince Vaughn in that movie. He played a football player. So they became best friends, and they made a movie called Swingers together. That's where I first heard of Vince Vaughn. And Vince Vaughn is fucking awesome, dude. I love Vince Vaughn. I mean, he's hilarious. He doesn't do so much now, and he really let himself go. But back around this time, Vince Vaughn was happening. I mean, he dated Jennifer Aniston, okay? Right after Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston split up, he dated Jennifer Aniston. Because remember, Brad Pitt went off to go with Angelina Jolie, okay, which he didn't fall in love with until after he divorced Jennifer Aniston. Right? Yeah, right. But Jennifer Aniston's rebound was Vince Vaughn, okay. And now here's another guy that Jennifer Aniston fucked that's on the show. Because remember, last season we had what's his name? God, why am I so bad with these actors' names? God, anyway, I'll get back to him. But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. So it's Vince Vaughn's there, and he's and he's trying to bum a cigarette off of Carrie. Okay, and he tells her that he's a agent for Matt Damon. And that's why he's there at this party. He's an agent for Matt Damon. So he's like, oh, what are y'all doing out here? Oh, we can't get in. They go, hey, no problem. I'll get you in. Yeah, come on in. So he gets them in. He gets them and Samantha into the party. Okay, and then he gets on his cell phone and starts talking. So they're hanging out at the party. So it's like, they're like, cool, man. We're LAers now. We're at a Hollywood party, movie premiere party, which I guess is a big thing. Sure, there's a lot of cocaine going on in those things, all right? But they're there. Of course, the first thing that Samantha sees is Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner's there, sitting there with two fucking playboys. Oh, my God. Hey, you know what, ladies, guys? I know most of you guys out there have not watched this show. Okay, most of you straight guys have not watched this show. Okay, the show's about these middle-aged women who are empowered, and they're beautiful, empowered, professional, single. They ride the cock carousel. They have no kids, all that kind of shit. Well, Charlotte's not single anymore. But, and it's about their stories, which is so relatable for women, especially women that age, because when they see a show like Sex and the City, it makes them feel like, hey, you know what? I can have crazy sex too. I'm not that old. I'm still hot. I can fuck a lot of guys. I'm attractive. I don't have to be married and have kids. I can just fucking, do what I want. I can fuck whoever the hell I want, just like those women do. I'm a fucking 10. I know I am. I'm like Samantha. I'm a fucking 10. And that's what this show caters to. It's about female empowerment. It's about, reminding women how beautiful they are at any age. Until you see these Playboy playmates. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. This is a straight man's point of view. That's what this show is. A straight man's point of view. Okay? And those two blondies that are sitting on both sides of Hugh Hefner, I'm sorry, those two women make the stars of this show look like fucking boys. Okay? I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. Okay? But those women that Hugh Hefner's got, okay? Hugh Hefner's a very lucky guy, man. That guy's from Chicago, okay? He's from Chicago. He grew up blue collar all the way. He went off to go fight in Korea. He found out how much the GIs over there were jerking off to pictures of fucking Betty Grable and shit. So when he came back to America after the Korean War, he decided to start up his own magazine company where he was going to show off naked fucking women. Nobody wanted to give him any money. Nobody wanted to help him. He had to borrow money. He had, friends and family, to start up his fucking own magazine. That nobody believed in him. Okay, and he fucking did it, and look what happened, okay? He created basically the pornographic empire of the world, much less the United States, okay? And by today's standards, a Playboy is tamed by the shit that came after Playboy, okay? But he's the one that started it off. He took porno mainstream. He took naked women mainstream to the point where most women, yeah, you too that are watching this, okay? Most of you women could only dream about being in Playboy, It's like every fucking bitch out there wants to be a fucking Playboy. That's their dream. Guys don't even read Playboy anymore. Well, they never read it. But guys don't even look at Playboy anymore. There's other shit out there. There was Jugs. There was Hustler. Hustler was a lot better than Playboy. But the point is that Hugh Hefner started it off, okay? I mean, that guy, you want to talk about high sexual market value. That motherfucker, oh my God, dude. He's probably had more tail, more hot tail, more better looking women. I mean, 9s and 10s, 11s. That's what he's had, okay? Most of us mere mortals only wish we could have a fraction of the sexual experiences that he's had, okay? Okay, that goes for movie stars too. That goes for fucking royalty. That goes for princes. That goes for actors. That goes for fucking, rock stars. They all wish they could have a quarter. Porn stars even. They wish they could have a quarter of what Hugh Hefner's had, all right? That guy's living the fucking dream, man. Oh my God, dude. You want to talk about a guy with super high sexual market value. Hugh Hefner, man, even up to his fucking 80s and shit. I mean, I know he's dead now, but goddamn, that guy is a fucking legend. A fucking legend, okay? And this scene here proves it. He's got these two incredibly gorgeous fucking women on either side. I mean, they make Samantha standing there and she's starstruck by him. And these women make Samantha look like a fucking boy, okay? That's how hot they are. Unfucking believable. Well, not for him, but just goes to show you, man. This guy, talk about fucking being jealous of a guy's life, man. Hugh Hefner fucking had it all. He had it all. He fucking never even got out of the fucking bathrobe. He wore a fucking robe everywhere. My God, I wish I could have that kind of life. But anyway, so he's there. Samantha starts, of course, she sits in between them. He makes a little joke. She's like, oh my God, you've got 3 hot girls here. I bet that's an everyday occurrence for you. He's like, nah, actually, it's a slow day for me. I'm blonde. These girls are blonde. No, Samantha, you're not in their league. Okay, you are not in their league. Okay, and I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's feelings here. Okay, but these women are just there's just no comparison. Okay, no comparison. Sorry, there's no comparison. All right. So that's going on there. She's starstruck, Vince Vaughn gets Carrie into the VIP. So they're there. Meanwhile, we're back in New York. Trey and Charlotte, they just got back from some event, so they're getting undressed in the bedroom. And of course, they have not had sex yet because he can't get it up. He's impotent. She tries to fucking grab his crotch and get him hard, and he kind of pushes her away like, no. And Charlotte's getting frustrated. She's like, no, I think we have a problem. I think we need to explore some options, like maybe Viagra. Now, Trey, Kyle MacLachlan's character, her husband, that she's not had sex with. They've been married a month. They have not had sex. Her husband, he's a doctor. That's his profession. He's a doctor. And he says he's not going to take Viagra because it causes men with heart conditions to have heart attacks. And that's how his dad died, from a heart attack. So it runs in his family. So he's afraid that if he takes Viagra, he's going to die. And he basically tells her, you want me to die? You realize what I was doing to my heart if I take it? That kind of thing. So he refuses to take it. And then he gets all upset that she even brought it up, pun intended, that he decides to go for a jog. Okay, so Charlotte's not happy. She's very sexually unfulfilled. These women on the show, okay, all 4 of them have very active sex lives, okay? Whenever they're complaining about a dry spell, their dry spell's like 1 fucking episode, okay? They're not fucking going through fucking months and months with no fucking sex, okay? They're basically boning mostly every fucking episode, okay? I know Samantha is, okay? So, it's like for Charlotte to go this long without having sex and she's married, she's good. I'm surprised she hasn't cheated already. But she's thinking about it, and she's tired of being with Trey, her husband. So she decides to go to L.A. and meet up with the girls. So she goes there. She goes to L.A. and meets up with Carrie and all the other girls there. So she leaves New York and goes to L.A. So she joins them out there. Okay. So that's going on. Meanwhile, Samantha meets a guy. She's walking down the street. She meets a guy who's selling bootleg purses out of the trunk of his car. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, huh? Hey, you know what? Back then, I went to comic book conventions to get bootleg movies, okay? Before all this fucking streaming and torrents and all that kind of shit, before everyone was pirating shit online, you had to know somebody who got a copy, usually a VHS. Sometimes they burned it onto a DVD, okay? But you had to go to someone like that to get a copy of your fucking movie that you wanted to see, okay? That you don't want to buy. Or you couldn't buy it because you could only go to the theater to go see it. So yeah, that's what we had to do back then. But I never saw it happen with like fucking fashion accessories. But Samantha sees it, and she buys an imitation purse. I don't know what the fuck. I guess it's a Vendy. Where the fuck a Vendy is? I guess that's the brand or something. I don't fucking, like I said, I don't know shit about women's fashion or women's fucking purses or accessories. I don't fucking know shit about that. Like I said, I'm a fucking straight guy, all right? I like women, but I'm not a woman. All right, so she gets decided she's gonna start buying bootleg shit because he's selling it a lot cheaper out of the trunk of his car instead of going to a fucking designer store and buying it for real. Okay, well no shit. That's why it's called bootleg. All right. So Charlotte, like I said, Charlotte goes over there. She tells Carrie when she gets to LA that it's not working out with Trey, that she's fucking, that she's, she wants to have some fun because it's boring over there. And she looks out the view there from Carrie's hotel room. She sees all these guys, they're all fucking sunbathing and shit. She's getting all fucking wet and turned on and shit like she's gonna like fuck somebody while she's out here. Yeah, I know. All right, so Carrie goes with Vince Vaughn. I forgot his character's name. Who gives a shit? It's fucking Vince Vaughn. And they go on a date house hunting, okay? He tells Carrie he's looking at a house he's considering buying. He wants to go take a look at it, and he wants Carrie to come with him. So they do. They go there. It's a $3.5 million fucking house, okay, out overlooking the fucking ocean, okay? So it's a beautiful house. So it's huge. It's spatial, palatial, And so Carrie's like awestruck by how much this guy must have a shitload of money, to be able to to consider buying a house like this, So that's what they do. It's the realtor says it's 3.5 million, dollar house, and and well, of course, you're in this big fucking house there, and Vince Vaughn's there. So of course, Carrie's attracted to him. So they start making out. They start making out there in the house. I don't know where the realtor went, but they started making out. Meanwhile, Charlotte likes it in L.A. She hangs out with her friends. All four of them are having lunch together. Miranda, friend Lou, the guy from New York, he's still a New Yorker at heart. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier, but when Miranda met up with Lou at the juice bar, he was wearing a Knicks hat, okay? So apparently he still kept true to his fucking roots, his New York roots, okay? So he wore a Knicks hat, okay? But he was also wearing shorts and a fucking polo shirt, okay? Because they were in a juice bar. Okay, so anyway, she's talking about him. And hey, how he's not a New Yorker anymore, but now that he lives in LA, he's all transcendental. He's all about meditation and Dalai Lama and Buddhism and being cool, and he's not angry anymore. He's not one of those angry New Yorkers, city New Yorkers anymore. He's all mellow now, and he's lost 30 pounds. So now Miranda's considering moving to fucking LA. I mean, look what happened to her friend. Look how great it worked out for him, So she's really seriously considering moving to LA now. Okay. He's not New York neurotic anymore, and Samantha's like, oh, that whole Woody Allen thing, it is so over, which is true. I mean, if you really think about New York, okay, Woody Allen, the Woody Allen movies are all about New York, the Jewish neurotic fucking New Yorkers, okay, that's how they're portrayed in all these Woody Allen movies from the 70s, which is the age demographic of the people that watched that when they were preteens or they're old enough now to fucking make a show like Sex and the City, which takes place in New York. All those fucking New Yorker Jewish stereotypes are all present. Okay, half the cast is fucking Jewish on this show, so of course they've got that neurotic fucking, New York, pessimism, but of course pretty much everyone in Beverly Hills is Jewish too, so go figure. Anyway, so yeah, but the whole flavor of New York, okay, Woody Allen captured that a lot, okay? So I know he's a piece of shit in real life, but he captured the whole New Yorker mentality a lot, okay, which is, where Sex and the City takes place. So it's a leftover of that type of ideology, all right? But in LA, it's different. It's more about like, what you eat, what you look like, what you believe in, your spirituality, the whole hippiness, of fucking, the Haight Asbury hippiness of San Francisco has bled down to fucking LA. Okay, at least if you're white. If you're white, it has. Okay, so Carrie's, not Carrie, but Miranda's really attracted to that whole lifestyle now because it worked out for her friend Lou so well. All right. So, Samantha starts bragging about how she met Hugh Hefner, and then she shows off her fucking bootleg Vendy purse that she bought from that guy out of the trunk of his car. Okay, and she convinces Carrie to go with her to a place he lives someplace called the Valley. Hey, I visited LA. I've never lived in LA. Like, I didn't like it. Okay, but I had a brother who lived there for a long time. He went to USC. So when he graduated USC, we all went to LA for his graduation. I got to spend some time in Hollywood and stuff, I didn't like it, man. It was fake people, fake everything. Fake titties. Everyone's out there looking for a job in acting. Everyone's a fucking waiter. The best looking fucking people in the whole fucking world are the waiters in the restaurants of fucking Beverly Hills, okay? And they all got their fucking SAG card, okay? But then again, I worked at a restaurant in Chicago, and they were all actors too. So I'm like, what the fuck? It's the same fucking shit, dude. Anyway, moving right along. So, okay, yeah, so she shows off the fake bag and she convinces Carrie to go with her to the Valley to go get one, all right? So they go into a shitty neighborhood, okay, and fucking Carrie looks at and the guys, these dogs are barking at them, so they're fucking scared to death. They meet the guy, he's got like a Russian accent or something. He's got all these fucking bags out the trunk of his car, and Carrie decides not to do it because she correlates these bags with puppies that are begging, buy me, adopt me, please adopt me, and she just can't bring herself to do it, because they're not real. She wants the real thing. She doesn't want imitation and pretend it's the real thing. And of course, this sets off Charlotte when she says this because Charlotte is doing that exact thing with her life. Okay, her marriage is a fucking sham. It's not a real marriage. Okay, she convinces, she admits to the other girls, all four of them now, that she has not had sex with her husband. It's been over a month. They've been married now. They already went on a honeymoon. And they have not had sex because he can't get it up. Yeah, it's a pretty, since she's like, look, my whole marriage is a sham. It's all a fucking lie, which is, yeah. Well, you're in LA. What the fuck? It's all a lie. All right. So that the thesis of this episode is it really what's outside that counts? Okay. So Charlotte tells her, yeah, that she wants the real, she should have waited for the real thing. Charlotte admits that her marriage is fake. She's been married a month, never had sex, and then she looks at Miranda. Okay. And what do you call it? Miranda says, Charlotte looks at Miranda and says, like, I was afraid to tell all of you, it looks at Miranda because I was afraid you'd judge me. And Miranda, totally out of fucking character, is like, who am I to judge you, Charlotte? We all have our paths in life. Like a fucking Deepak Chopra. Like, what the fuck happened to you? You're like a pessimistic fucking bitch. You're supposed to be like, I told you so, But no, I guess the shit that fucking Lou's been feeding her, she's been swallowing it, She's starting to turn it into a fucking LA'er, which I don't think it's going to work, but anyway. So Samantha tells Charlotte, well, you know what? We got to get you a Brazilian because your husband has never been to Brazil. And Carrie's like, yes, maybe a second honeymoon in South America. Well, South something. He can at least do that for you, Charlotte. He can at least fucking eat you out. Okay? If he can't fuck you, he can at least eat you. He can get you off that way. Okay? Like I said, Trey's a fucking cartoon character. He's not a real character. He's not a real human being. Okay? No guy would ignore his wife sexually, unless he was gay, which Trey's not gay. Okay? Would ignore his wife sexually. It's one thing to fucking not be able to perform. Okay, that's believable. I understand that. But what I don't understand is how come he doesn't deal with it. Okay, he acts like it's not there. It's not a real thing. He acts like he doesn't fucking know that he hasn't fucked his wife. And that's not important to her. He acts like it's not important to her. Like it doesn't mean anything. What the fuck kind of a guy is this? This is not a real guy. A guy that was impotent like this, that hadn't fucked his wife, would be struggling with it. He would be actively pursuing avenues to fix this problem, to make his wife happy, and fuck that, make himself happy too. I mean, shit. I mean, most guys want to have sex. It's not just about pleasing her. I want to please myself too. What the fuck? And he's not doing any of that stuff. So yeah, that's why he's not believable to me. He's not believable. He's a cartoon character. He's not real. All right. Samantha tells the girls that she got invited to the Playboy Mansion. So Carrie goes to I guess Vince Vaughn's house, this huge palatial mansion. There's a hot tub in there. The hot tub also plays music. Holy shit. Now I've been in hot tubs myself, okay? And they decide they're gonna fuck in the hot tub, all right? And hey, you know what? It's pretty fun, but I never went in one that had music, okay? I mean, someone was playing music, but like not the hot tub itself didn't make music. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like, damn it, man. That's cool, man. I haven't been in a hot tub like that. Not a jacuzzi like that, an outdoor jacuzzi like that, But I have had, my own little jacuzzi hot tub experiences. They're pretty fun. Anyway, but it's not about me. So that happens. They end up having sex. Carrie and Vince Vaughn have sex, all right? Just like Jennifer Aniston had sex with him in real life, okay? I got to tell you, I love Vince Vaughn, man. The guy's fucking awesome. All right, he's got, he looks very masculine and stuff. Well, at least he did back then, But when you hear him talk, he's like, hey, but I'm Vince Vaughn. All right, I'm Vince Vaughn. And I'm like, cool. Are you happy? I know, because I'm happy. You know what? He's happy. I'm happy. That's what makes me happy, is that you're happy. Okay? So that's fucking bullshit. All right? I already know I'm going to fucking hell. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I could give a shit. I'd never eat here. That's how he talks in real life, okay? But he looks so masculine. He's got that fucking whiny fucking voice, But oh well, he's Vince Vaughn, man. He's fucking awesome. He's okay in my book. Like I said, watch that movie Swingers that he did with Jon Favreau, okay? Also, Bridget Moynahan, who plays Natasha on Sex and the City, she's in that movie too. She plays the guy that Jon Favreau gets her fucking phone number at a bar. It's hilarious. It's a fucking, if you haven't seen it, watch it, okay? It's a fucking hilarious movie about real life, about what guys go through when they're dating, okay? It's like a chick flick, but for men, okay? You want to know what it's like to be a guy dating? Okay, this is a movie to watch. It's called Swingers with Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau, okay? Now, Jon Favreau obviously has blown up since then. He's basically doing the fucking the Mandalorian on Disney Plus. The Star Wars He's basically in charge of Star Wars now, and of course he started off the Marvel universe with Iron Man. He started off the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, all the Iron Man movies he did those, except for the third one. So Jon Favreau is a big fucking name, and he plays Happy Hogan in the Spider-Man movies. Who's fucking Marissa Tomei. But anyway, so there's that. Okay, yeah, Vince Vaughn. Oh, highly recommend that guy. That guy's hilarious. Although he did fucking suck in Psycho. I saw Psycho, the remake of the Alfred Hitchcock, and he is terrible in that one. He's Norman Bates. Talk about miscasting. But anyway, that's Vince Vaughn. So moving right along. So they're there. They have sex in the hot tub. All right. Lou has a date with Miranda. They go to a New York steakhouse, and he orders a New York strip. Okay. Now here's what's fucked up. They're in a nice restaurant now. I mean, this is like a 4 or 5 star steakhouse. Okay. Very expensive. Okay. Those steaks are not cheap. Okay, they're fucking dry age, 12 days, prime, well marbled, okay? And he's he's dressed nice, except he's wearing a fucking Knicks baseball cap in a fucking steakhouse. He's wearing his fucking Knicks baseball. No one else in that fucking restaurant is wearing a fucking bright orange fucking baseball cap except for him. So right there, I raise a bullshit flag. I understand this guy's from New York, okay, but he would not wear that in a fucking steakhouse. Okay, not in a nice fucking steakhouse, okay? You don't go to the Ritz-Carlton, okay, and wear a fucking Knicks baseball cap, okay, when you're sitting there, all right? No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Anyway, so he's there, and he's talking to Miranda, and like I said, they're having steak, and he's wearing that stupid cap I just mentioned. Okay, he writes for Friends. Okay, they don't say that, but he does. Okay, he writes for the TV show Friends. Okay, and he gets to and she says, "Do you miss New York?" He's like, "No, I don't miss New York at all. I get to write about it every day." And then Miranda says, "That's not fucking New York, okay? Come on. A bunch of 20-somethings, with tiny salaries are all living in huge lofts in Soho that are all painted bright colors. Like, come on, man. That's not realistic, He's like, "Well, 400 million viewers disagree with you, Miranda." And that's how that he's writing for Friends. Okay, and he chews his steak. He's like, and he spits it out. Gets another piece, chews it. He spits it out, and Miranda's like, she sees it. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm tasting my steak." And he's like, "Are you for real? Like, are you serious?" He's like, "Don't get me into your fucking pessimistic shit, Miranda. How do you think I fucking lost 30 pounds? You think I did that by eating? You have no idea the kind of pressure I'm under." She's like, "You're a writer." "No one hires a fucking fat film editor." Okay. So now Miranda realizes that this motherfucker is starving himself. He's got an eating disorder because he wants to look thin. Even though he's a fucking writer on a TV show. He doesn't have to look good. That's the other side of LA that they don't tell you about, okay? The superficial, like, you better have the superficial qualities that we like, or else, you're not one of us. Yeah, exactly. So that kind of changes Miranda's mind about moving to to LA. And rightfully so, like I said, it's fake over there. It's all fake. It's all about your looks. Women are parlaying their looks to get jobs. Men are parlaying their money and their resources to get women. It's just a big fucking con. I know it's all America's that way. I know, but they're even more so over there. Okay, even more so. Okay, because the content they make over there is what the rest of the world thinks America is. Okay, because that's where they make all the movies. That's where they make all the all the TV shows. That's where all the actors live. That's so that what gets exported to the rest of the world is content that's created in LA. Okay, so yes, that's what other countries judge us on is our movies. And if you're in the movie industry, there's certain unofficial requirements that you have to have. It's kind of fucked up and shallow. But then again, I'm talking about a fucking TV show, so yeah, of course it is. All right, so that's moving on there. Vince Vaughn likes he's like I said, he's fucked Carrie. They're at the mansion there, and he tells her he likes that whole lot of nothing you got going on there between your legs, And all of a sudden, Carrie Fisher walks in. Yes, Princess Leia herself walks in the fucking house. Princess fucking Leia, Carrie Fisher. What? I know has departed. You know, she passed away a few years ago. She walks in the house. She's like, "What the fuck is going on here? What did I tell you about bringing prostitutes into my house?" You know, and she's like, and Carrie's like, "What? But he's like, you told me you were an agent." And Vince Vaughn's like, "Oh, actually, I'm a personal assistant." You know. And he's been house sitting, and she's like, "You know what? I'm gonna tell Penny Marshall on you." He's like, "Oh," and I house sit for Penny Marshall too. Yeah, Penny Marshall. Yeah, Laverne from Laverne and Shirley, who also passed away. Why am I crossing myself? They were all fucking Jewish anyway. They didn't even believe in fucking Catholicism. Anyway, it's just a habit of mine. I'm not even Christian shit. But anyway, yeah, I guess he's a PA for Penny Marshall as well. You know, and it turns out he's also a PA. Do you bring prostitutes to Ben Affleck's house too when you were house sitting for him? Yeah, so I guess he's a PA for Ben Affleck as well. Like, come on, man, this is fucking getting ridiculous. Anyway, so of course now Carrie Fisher's playing herself here. Okay, so our Carrie Bradshaw sees Carrie Fisher and she's like, "Oh my God, I love you. You're incredible. And I'm not a prostitute. I'm a writer, just like you are. You're a writer. I'm a writer. You're Carrie. I'm Carrie." And she's like, "I have a child here." "Yeah, you do. Billy Lord." She would have been a little girl at this time. Yeah. Yeah, remember, Carrie Fisher's Hollywood royalty, okay? Her fucking mom was Debbie Reynolds, for Christ's sake. Her dad was Eddie Fisher, the fucking crooner, okay? And there's a big scandal about that, you know, like, her dad left her mom for fucking Liz Taylor, yeah, and then she left him for fucking Richard Burton, you know, who she married twice, you know, the whole fucking scandal involved with that. But apparently, I read Carrie Fisher's books. She writes books too, okay? She was a big fucking cokehead, drug addict, alcoholic. She fucked everybody in Hollywood, okay? Everyone from fucking Harrison Ford to Pee Wee Herman, okay? Dan Aykroyd, fucking Paul Simon. She was married to Paul Simon for a while, you know? She even married a gay guy. Her daughter's father's a gay guy, okay? She wrote a lot of fucking TV shows. She wrote a lot of TV shows and movies, you know? Yeah, she's very, very big time Hollywood royalty, Carrie Fisher, you know. So it was really sad when she passed away. But I read several of her books, you know, and she, you know, she was kind of fucked up, okay? She was a party girl, okay? She was in that whole cocaine Studio 54 era. She was all about that, okay? You know, and she was married, like I said, she was married to Paul Simon, you know. "If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal." Bum, bum, bum. Those of you who are older know that song, right? Yeah, she was married to him, you know, Simon and Garfunkel, you know. So yeah, she's been around. Yeah, she had a daughter named Billy Lord, who she put her in the fucking piece of shit Star Wars sequel trilogies, the new ones, the new Star Wars movies that everybody fucking hated. Yeah, she plays Princess Leia. She put her daughter in those movies. Yeah, she's there. She even body doubled for her mom when after Carrie Fisher died. They had a CGI a young Princess Leia in the movie, so her daughter played her body and they CGI'd the face, Carrie Fisher's face. Yeah, I know. Okay, anyway, so that's going on there. And of course, Carrie Fisher's like, "Are you smoking in here?" So she fucking leaves. So now we find out that fucking Vince Vaughn's just a fucking a piece of shit liar. They go to the Playboy Mansion. All four of the girls go there. Charlotte meets a guy named Ian, and they're talking about Hockney, who's this famous artist. I actually met Hockney before, okay? Because I used to go to art school, okay? Actually, he's a gay guy, okay? But I guess he's famous in the art circles, Hockney, and Charlotte's talking to this guy about Hockney. So I was like, I know who Hockney is. I've seen some of his work, you know? Anyway, and I met him once, you know? So that's going on, and the guy offers to buy Charlotte some boobs, and she gets offended. "There's nothing wrong with my boobs." "Well, you could use some bigger ones, Charlotte. That's just me. Straight man's opinion." So she gets offended, so she fucking leaves. Samantha